A very warm welcome to the Majeski Stadium for the third final of 5 on this PlayStation Schools Cup Festival for 2015. This is the Under-14s Small Schools Cup Final. Bit of a mouthful to say, between Haverstock School of the Islington and Camden Schools Football Association against Stanley High School of Merseyside. London versus Liverpool here, and these are the two teams that will make their way onto the pitch shortly. For Haverstock, Alex Gurong, Joshua Janssens Rodriguez, Akibur Rahman, Stelios Kontanlikola, Frankie McCarthy, Dean Shaughnessy, Bailey Johnson, Janelle Bennett, Rio Glean, Charles Clark and Nesret Ajulpi. It's for Haverstock. Whilst for Stanley, Jake Wincup, Tom Langford, Bo Patton, Alex Hewitson, Toby Lavin, Matty Bowden, Lewis Houghton, Jack Bond, Lewis Finch, Scott Hooligan and Joe Roylance. James Walsh is their coach. Both teams are just making their way out onto the field. And John Scales, the former Liverpool Wimbledon defender, is alongside me for this one. And as he is going to be the next 3 days, we've had 2 entertaining ties so far, John, in this opening day of the PlayStation Schools Football Festival 2015. We're going to take a step-up trip now to under-14s level, and hopefully they won't let us down either.
I don't think they will do. I think the opening 2 games have just shown us what sort of quality there is at youth football in this country. Great demonstration. We had that dramatic game, 7-goal thriller between Stanley and Glyn in the first game, and that tight game between Oxford and Cardinal and Heenan just now, with Oxford edging it 1-0. And now we turn our attention to under-14 small schools. And you can just see out there the size and the stature of the players, you know, how quickly boys and girls develop through 11, 12, 13. We're on a full pitch. We've been on a small-sided pitch, and now we're on the full size, and it's plenty of space out there.
Yes, indeed.
11 aside, it's you know, now the transition. So yeah, we're seeing the whole breadth and width and scale of youth football fantastically well here at the Majeski Stadium. The sun's out. It's a lovely afternoon now. Bit of rain this morning, but no, I think I'm really looking forward to this game as well.
Yes, it should be an entertaining tussle, this one. Chris Hames is our referee. He'll be eagerly assisted by Ewan Ingram and Connor Thomas, and Jordan Christopher is our 4th official. Frankie McCarthy, the captain of Haverstock, and Alex Hewitson, the captain of Stanley. Interestingly enough, Frankie's got his arm around the linesman, so I'm not sure if he's while that pitch was taking place. I'm not sure if he's looking for a little bit of an advantage before we get underway. But
see, that wouldn't happen at under 11, under 12. You know, you get to under 14, it's time to get the smart little moves in, understanding how to influence the referee, the assistants maybe just having a word.
So step up in trip than the under 12s that we had this morning. This time 35 minutes a half on the full-size pitch. The linesmen are just checking the nets and the goal. First time they're going to be used today. And we're just moments away from kick-off underway here at the Majeski Stadium in Reading. Great crowd here today. Premier League footballer Adam Ramsey joining in the fun later on. He'll be here in the next hour or so, we believe. After no doubt been training this morning.
It's definitely north v south, isn't it?
Yes, it's London versus Liverpool, this one. So we're underway, 35 minutes a half, and what a good strong challenge that was from Charles Clark. No messing about here, this is a cup final. This is number 9, Janelle Bennett. Just been dispossessed then by Lewis Houghton. And he's already sent Jack Bond out to chase after this one, and Bond will win this race. Oh, and it needed a good save there from Jake Wincup. from Alex Gurunga, to beg your pardon, and a long shot coming in, headed off the line. Drama already, we've only played 32 seconds. And Haverstock have it now with Bennett. Crunching tackle. Well, challenges galore we've seen already here, John Scales. These two teams really are setting their stall out.
Well, I'm a bit breathless, aren't I? I think like you. The first opening minute of this game, and wow. I mean, we saw the game just set off at a frenetic pace, and then we saw Jack Bond break through and had a chance to bear down on goal. The keeper did brilliantly, right on the edge of his box. And then the rebound. So yeah, really fascinating opening to the game. I think you could say both sides are committed.
Not half. A lot of support for both of these schools here at the Majeski Stadium. And this is Nezret Ejupi, Rio Glean, Johnston, Frankie McCarthy calling for it already. Janelle Bennett waiting for it in the box. Didn't come to him on this occasion. Good clearance from the school from Merseyside. Starting at a fast and frenetic pace, this one. UGP. Good block there from Alex Hewitson, the Stanley captain. UGP still has it though. Gets past one player and another up to the byline, but ball did go out of play. Well spotted by our linesman.
Oh, it was good play, wasn't it? Really committed to doing well. I think this is a replay, isn't it? Gets on the end of it. Great pace, great strength, and the keeper comes rushing out right on the edge of the box. Did he come out? Didn't he? I think absolutely right to have the benefit of the doubt.
I think he was just on the line there.
He was, wasn't he? Jack Bond with that early demonstration of just how powerful he is and strong and quick.
Janelle Bennett dances his merry way into the box and wins the throw in, taken by Stelios Kontikola. Stanley will have the throw deep inside their own half. We haven't got a ball boy around that area of the ground, so Bo Patton had to fish that one out from the stands. Good header there by Bailey Johnston. Excellent tackle. Shot comes in there from Dean Shaughnessy. Bennett just puts it into touch. So this is the Alex Gurung coming out, and I think this is an excellent goalkeeping, in fact, John.
That's brilliant goalkeeping. That right on the edge, has to be committed. He does save it inside the box. The officials got that spot on. Great goalkeeping in the end.
Free kick taken by Toby Savin, collected by Scott Hooligan. Louis Finch into the box. Opportunity here. Could be an opportunity, and it's a goal for Jack Bond. He didn't score under the minute. He has scored in 4.5 though, and Jack Bond has got the opening goal of this under-14 Small School Cup final. The Stanley number 9. They draw first blood 4.5 minutes into the game.
Well, it's brilliant play outside on the right-hand side. A little bit fortunate, but he's in there, isn't he? Strong, stays on his feet. Ball comes down, he's got the composure to finish that absolutely brilliantly, ruthlessly. And he really has started this game with a great demonstration of intent of just how he's going to lead that line for Stanley High. What a start to the game for Stanley and for this match that I think is going to really come to life as a great
Johnson from distance had to be put over the bar. Well, goal kick was given. Looked like there from first look that that Jake Wincup had to punch that one over the bar, but still no ball boys behind the goal. There was plenty of them before, but I think they've all gone for lunch, I think.
Well, they've all gone at the same time, haven't they? Yeah, I thought he might have just tipped that over, but he had to just watch it, whatever. It was dipping, wasn't it? And just for a moment there, I thought it might have had the keeper stranded.
Janelle Bennett. Dispossessed. Not the best clearance from the Stanley defence. So much so that Haverstock have it back. This match starting really at a frenetic pace.
I think it was Louis Finch, wasn't it, over on that right-hand side? Got down the channel and whipped the ball in. I think we've got a taster of what they might be looking for with that ball over the top. I know he tried it again there to release Jack Bond.
Dean Shaughnessy. Bennett just offside. As Rio Glean tried to play him in. Let's have a look at this goal again. Excellent work from Louis Finch.
It was, yeah. He tried to hit it first time, didn't he? Didn't get the contact, but stayed on his feet, kept his composure and didn't panic. Comes in here, did really well. Defender didn't really do too much wrong.
This is Finch, who spots Jack Bond on the run again. Bennett. Well played, Lewis Houghton there.
Yeah, Lewis Houghton got back well there, didn't he? Didn't dive in, didn't do anything silly. Used his strength and pace.
Conticola. No support there for him. A strong challenge there from Bailey Johnston. On his opposite number, Lewis Houghton, stopping Stanley in their tracks. Here come Haverstock once more. This is Dean Shaughnessy, and they win the free kick.
I think it was Joe Roylands just leaning on him. Just conceded the foul, but useful area to have a free kick in. They're going to have a strike on goal, or they're going to whip it in. They're going to try and work the corner.
Well, I'm pretty sure the Stanley High School wall was wishing on a wing and a prayer. They wanted the ball that close to the ball, but it's going to be Bailey Johnson who's under this.
Rio clean out here. He's going to whip it in.
It's not a bad ball. It's a good ball, in fact. Player was onside as well at the back post. And now Bond is off on the run down the left channel. Bond to try and play it in. It's a slice ball, but it's still going to be in Stanley possession with Scott Hooligan. This is Lewis Finch. A couple of players asking for it. Bond being one of them. Patton is fouled, wins the free kick. 10 minutes down. Stanley High School lead by a goal to nil.
Well, Bob Patton did well there, didn't he? Thought he should have just tried to play it back to the keeper maybe, or got away with it in the end.
Toby saving with the long kick. Nudged on. And Alex Gurung had to be quick off his line there. Otherwise, Lewis Finch could have pickpocketed a goal there. Patton. Not the best pass from him. Shaughnessy. Plenty of blue, plenty of black and white shirts forward. Shaughnessy still going. Goes out trying towards Glean. It needed a good tackle. It was. Doesn't stop Glean in his tracks, but he still has the ball in hand. And so much so that Tom Langford needed to clear it into touch. It hasn't gone into touch though. Shaughnessy stayed strong and collects. Still in Haverstock possession. McCarthy. Ujupi. A little bit loose from him though. This is Bennett. Against the turn, finds a little bit of space. Ball only clear to Compton and Kohler. Now then, Jack Bond on the turn. Does well and wins himself a throw in on the halfway line.
Well, he's going to look all the time, isn't he, to receive the ball and turn, and if he's allowed to turn, he'll run at you.
Bond. Langford. Free kick given against Haverstock. A little bit of frustration there from the Haverstock captain, Frankie McCarthy. Wasn't too happy with our referee, Chris Hames' decision. Weather here brightening up here in Reading. Sun is promised to come out later this afternoon, apparently. As Finch with a long free kick, not bad effort, it was as well, and it nearly caught Gurung unstuck. Nearly caught unstuck there, did the Haverstock number one, and I had to tip it behind for a corner.
Well, you have to watch this. You'll see the replay. He hits it high and looping. He's heading for the top corner. I mean, he had to see it out, didn't he?
Indeed he did. Not many men forward here for Stanley. They've only got 5 in the box. First corner of the game. It's a low one. Tried a little bit of a flick on, didn't happen for them this time. The second ball, won by Haverstock, and now they're off to the races. With Bennett, foul, but advantage maybe even been played here. That could be an opportunity here for Janelle Bennett. Bennett's going to get round the keeper. He shoots over the bar.
Yeah, he was offside. Linesman had his flag up. I mean, he was offside. He did well to stay on his feet in the first place, and then he swept the ball over on the diagonal, just straight a yard offside. He's taking it right back for the foul in the first place.
McCarthy.
Yep, he's up again. That's why he's just got to be a little bit careful of that. Janelle Bennett just drifting offside. So we get the lull in play. 10 minutes in, 15 minutes in. It's just settled down the pace of the game, hasn't it? That frenetic opening 5 minutes.
Shaughnessy, nice little back heel. Mayako unstuck by it though. Just as wise, or maybe not. This is Jack Bond. Bond, has he got a chance to score here? Oh, good save from Gurung. He did have the opportunity.
Well, Rahman gave the ball away, didn't he? A bit sloppy. I think it's going to be one of those afternoons. You give him half a chance, and Jack Bond's not going to need too many invitations to bear down on goal, and I'm sure he was going to score there. Look, the reverse ball plays across. Dangerous, always playing across your lines. Oh. He's frustrated with that, and rightly so.
It was not a great opportunity as well for Stanley to double their lead.
Shows you the importance as defenders. You've got to get on the ball really early, make your choices quickly.
McCarthy. Ajupi. Shaughnessy. Long shot coming in from Bailey Johnston, just over the bar.
Yeah, Dean Shaughnessy just showing again, as he has done in the opening 20 minutes, just how important a player he's going to be for this team. Neat and tidy, industrious in midfield. Just teed that up.
McCarthy. Continicola. Rides the tackle well. Cross into the box, plenty of numbers there. And a little bit of confusion maybe between two of the Haverstock players. Who to score now? Jack Bond is in a race here against Joshua Jansen's Rodriguez. Rodriguez back to Gurung in the goal. Stanley have it back in possession. Lovely skill, beautiful skill there from Lewis Finch. Finch still going, has a shot on goal when he did have options to his left and right. Did the hard work there, John.
Yeah, did he get carried away when he beaten 2-3 men and have that shot? Could he have released Bond, who's just pulled out wide on the shoulder of the defender? But great skill.
Great skill indeed. Janelle Bennett now. Bennett trying to play in Charles Clark. Didn't happen for him this time. It's come out to Bailey Johnston. Johnston needs to find room and space. He can't shoot from there though. Shaughnessy might though. Shaughnessy, he's got a man to his right hand side in Rio Glean and uses him. Glean. Continicola coming to help. Two men trying to get rid of it for Stanley, and they do so by putting it out for a throw in.
A great play from Louis Finch. He's been influential in the goal. Really lots of things good about this Stanley side so far.
Continicola with a throw in. Headed on there from Bailey Johnson. Gone over the dead ball line, and it will be a goal kick.
Well, I think it's going to be Johnson and Shaughnessy in midfield there, 7 and 8. We're going to be the thrust of this Haverstock fight back. Going to look to make things happen. Use the ball intelligently. Try and dominate that midfield.
Just nudged out by Matty Bowden. Continicola with a throw. Loose possession there from Rio Glean, and he concedes the free kick on Lewis Houghton. Saving. Now Haverstock looking to launch their attack of their own. McCarthy, Glean. Lewis Finch now for Stanley, trying to feed Jack Bond. Doesn't do on this occasion. A GP. Janelle Bennett. Bennett finds a couple of tackles well. And a good pass out to Continicola. Back to Bennett. Back to Continicola. Looking for options. They just win the throw in. Stanley stopped them in their tracks. Stopped the momentum. McCarthy. Good tackle there from Bo Patton. Akbar Rahman under pressure. Ajupi under pressure from Bond. Joshua Jantons Rodriguez. Out wide to Stelios Konstantinopoulos. Good challenge there from Joe Roylance. Roylance still going, and a strong challenge from Konstantinopoulos. Too strong from our referee. And Stanley win the free kick.
It was a physical challenge, wasn't it? Hardy knew they were both going to be sort of shoulder to shoulder. I think rightly judged. There was just too much force. So you got Louis Finch over the ball. What sort of delivery he's going to swing in from here?
Finch with the delivery. He's gone for goal, in fact, and it's going straight into the arms of Gurung. Had a good view of that, myself and John Scales from there. It was just swinging in towards Gurung. A little bit dangerous for the Haverstock keeper, but he did well. In the meantime, Stanley chasing after it. Rahman under pressure, trying to seed the ball out up for a goal kick, and does so. Haverstock will have that goal kick with Gurung. McCarthy. Ajupi just running down the left channel. Still going strong here at Haverstock. They're still coming forward. A long shot from goal, and a good effort it was too from Bailey Johnston, and it had to be tipped over for a corner. Good effort, John Scales.
Well, it was. Shaughnessy doing well there, breaking forward, relentless, driving his team forward. He's hurt his shoulder. He's just indicating to the bench that he's just hurt himself a little bit, but they're going to take this corner.
Yes, it was, in fact, Dean Shaughnessy.
I think it was comfortable for the keeper. He had it covered all the way, I think.
Header, just wide.
Oh, they've got another corner.
On the bench.
It was an effort on goal, didn't it? But obviously defended well to be strong in the air there.
Just seeing Dean Shaughnessy has hurt his shoulder a little there. He's looking to see the header coming in. Quite a few players off guard. In the meantime, the corner has been taken. Glean into the box. Nobody there. Shaughnessy, even though he's hurting a shoulder injury, has done well there. This is Bennett. Bennett with a little bit of space. He's gone for goal himself. Deflected off Alex Hewitson, and it will be another corner.
Well, they're starting to get into the game now, aren't they? Starting to assert themselves. Haverstock, they're looking for a way back into the game. But really, since that opening salvo from Stanley, it's pretty much been Haverstock who have really pushed and probed, and I think really, as we said, Dean Shaughnessy and Bailey Johnston, Bennett, looking pretty lively.
Glean. A little bit sloppy there from McCarthy. I think he was...
Well, I was going to say that he needs to move back out, and there's only one thing coming here, and that's that flag being raised.
Yeah. He was calling for the ball, but he looked a good 2 meters offside. So Stanley, 10 minutes away from the end of this first half. 35 minutes each side we play.
Well, it's flown by, hasn't it, the opening 25 minutes?
Indeed it has. Bennett just chip one forward. And the free kick has been won and has gone the way of the Liverpool school. Crossfield ball for Lewis Houghton. Houghton gives it to Louis Finch. Finch running up the left channel under pressure from Shaughnessy, who's done well to pickpocket the Liverpool player. Glean. Ajupi.
Oh, unlucky.
Right idea, wrong execution.
Yeah. He's not comfortable, is he, Dean Shaughnessy down here right in front of the coach, just whether he's going to continue or not. Certainly be a loss to the team if he does have to be forced to come off.
Yes, indeed, he's had a good opening spell this first half hour or so. The shot may be coming in here from Bailey Johnston. Johnston crosses to Glean. Glean with the opportunity here, goes down. No foul given. Glean still with it. Glean shoots. Wide.
Oh, he did so well to work his way in there, didn't he? Jinked and turned and stayed with it. Got into that position, bearing down on the keeper, and just didn't quite have that bit of composure that he needed at the end. Hit it across the goal. I've said it all morning. You know, you really want to be hitting it across the keeper. Lovely little bit of skill. Looks at it.
Glean blocks the cross. Stanley have a throw in deep inside their own half. They've been camped in here this half for the last 10 minutes or so, haven't they, John?
Well, they have. You know, like we said, Jack Bond is really the sort of lone striker. I think Louis Finch is the one who sort of sits just off him. Wants to feed him, wants to be looking for that ball over the top all the time. But they've been pegged back by Haverstock, trying to look for this equaliser.
You can't fault their efforts right now. They really are having a go. Charles Clark. Clark has got Bennett in front of him. Decides to go himself. Bennett is a chance here for Bennett. Took a touch, more and touched too many, maybe. Shot didn't come in. Maybe there's a chance that he should have hit that first time. And now Stanley looking to maybe capitalise on that header. But they have it back to Haverstock with Shaughnessy, who's done excellent work here to progress, even if he does have a bad shoulder or not. Uses Ajupi out wide. Ajupi. Crosses comes in. Maybe could have been left there for Clark. He's not going to shot himself. Saved.
Well, again, I think it was Bailey Johnson just behind him, and he sort of stepped over it or had a shout. Maybe Bailey Johnson was in a better position to come onto it and lash it towards the goal. As it was, it got stuck under his feet a little bit. I think the difference just at the moment has been that clinical finish inside the box.
Finch. Little nudge forward. Comes to nothing. But they do win the throw in, and this is the Janeel Bennett, a real Glean, to beg your pardon, from earlier.
There, wasn't it? I mean, it's difficult. He's got to try and drag it back across the goal. But again, these are all things you learn.
Shaughnessy, who's full of running and full of pace in this first 30 minutes, that must be said. Janeel Bennett. Gets the support to Johnston. Johnston, a good pass there to Rio Glean. Nearly caught the Stanley back four. Nearly caught them out, but Lewis Houghton was too strong for Rio Glean. Frankie McCarthy now, the Haverstock captain. McCarthy to Glean. Good block there from Bo Patton, and Lewis Houghton puts it into touch.
Well, Lewis Houghton always seems to be there, doesn't he? You know, he does a lot of tidying up, strong in the challenge, reads the game well there from midfield. I think at times Dean Shaughnessy has just got to learn to just give that easy ball sometimes, conserve the energy. There's another 35 minutes to come, second half. They're going to need him. was trying to do too much. Can't fault his effort and endeavour, and Glyn's been a constant threat down this right-hand side. Times trying to do too much, one or two players. There's a time and a place to give the ball simply, and a time and a place to do your piece of skill.
Dean Shaughnessy. Rio Glyn. Glyn, a good cross. Needed a head on it. Has been sent out for a corner by Tom Langford.
So it's just mix it up, isn't it? You know, some you want to hit long, some you want to hit short. You want to work little areas, get the ball down and play.
Rio Glyn with the corner. Decent one it is as well. And the header flicked on there by Charles Clark.
Good chance for Charles Clark, wasn't it?
Just trickles out for a goal kick.
Yeah, good chance. Just couldn't get up quite high enough. Decent ball in. Came across the defender and just glanced it. See here, difficult one. I think both sides are going to be pretty satisfied. Haverstock won't be happy they're trailing to a 0-0, but I think they'll be buoyed by the fact that they've played well in this since conceding that goal.
McCarthy.
Good ball.
But in chance here for Charles Clark. It's 1-1. Charles Clark is the scorer. Hugs galore from the whole side. And in all fairness, John, not more than they deserve, although how they played the last 20 minutes.
No, not at all. I mean, from Stanley's point of view, they've really sat back, and it's this ball here, the release, absolutely perfectly weighted onto his left-hand side, wraps his foot around it, across the goalkeeper, as it should be, finishes it really, really well. And absolutely nothing more than they deserve, nothing less than they deserve at 1-1. Heading towards half-time, and you know they really have been in the ascendancy.
Good run it was from Frankie McCarthy to set up Charles Clark, and the old Ravanelli to celebrate.
Well, Frankie Clark does well, doesn't he? Driving again as they have often done from midfield. Frankie McCarthy's turn that time and released a perfect ball.
Shaughnessy. Lewis Houghton stayed strong. It came off Shaughnessy, so it's going to be a corner to the Merseyside school.
Yeah, that's where Dean Shaughnessy's just got to do the simple things. Just talking about it before, and there's a classic example of back-heeling it when you really don't want to be doing that back in your defensive third. Give Stanley an opportunity to make something happen from this corner, right in the stroke of half-time.
Jack Tattersall for Stanley with the delivery. It's not a bad one as well. A little bit of a scramble in the goal mouth, but it's been cleared away. Joe Aspinall also on the field for Stanley.
Well, it's a chance for Alex Hewitson there, wasn't it? I'm just saying, a needless corner to concede, really. We'll see a replay. I think it's Hewitson.
Bennett looking for options. Decides to go for a little run himself. He's got Glyn ahead of him, and he's going to use the number 10. Intercepted, though, by Bo Patton. The ball been sent forward by Stanley. And Conte and Kohler can really take their time here. As long as they don't make any foolish errors, they've got plenty of space. And a little bit of support here, and that's a lovely little turn there from Shaughnessy and Johnston, who are connecting each other well. But a free kick has been given away there by the number 8, Bailey Johnson, and the referee, Chris Hames, is going to have a little talking to the Haverstock number 8.
Yeah, and so you should. It was a Naughty challenge, really. Knew what he was doing. Cut down, hacked across. Great bit of skill, but just here you'll see that's stern chat from the referee, who steps in and says to him just to calm down. Played well this opening half, but no place for that sort of challenge.
Yeah, we're in 2015 now, John, and that's regarded as a light challenge. Back in your day, that's
Absolutely, yeah. No, it was a strong challenge, and it was nice to see him just come over and tap Joe Aspinall, who he challenged, shook his hand away from the glare of the referee or anybody else, and just acknowledged that he'd just stepped over the mark a bit. Oh, hey,
a little bit of route one coming through there. Little chance for Jack Chattersaw, and that is half-time. Breathless first half, must be said. Very entertaining stuff from both Haverstock School and Stanley High School. Jack Bond was the scorer after 4 minutes for Stanley, and Charles Clark equalised on the half hour. Very, very entertaining stuff, and nothing to separate the two sides at half-time with a goal apiece.
Fascinating game, really. Really interested to see how this is going to pan out. I think both coaches will have a lot of positives to say to both teams. I've got to say, I think if you were Haverstock, you'd feel you were in the ascendancy. The way that you've played since you conceded that goal, got back on level terms, and I think the questions will be asked of Stanley, just what else they're going to do to support Jack Bond up front, and how they're going to start to dictate play a little bit better in the second half, carve out some more chances.
Indeed, let's have a look at both of the goals. This is the first. An excellent pass it was from Louis Finch. Found Jack Bond, and toe poked it home. That was after 4 minutes, and Bond could have had a goal after 30 seconds, in fact.
Well, they started so lively, didn't they? And Bond looked so strong and quick and direct up front that you just felt, cool, they're going to be on the front foot and carving out chance after chance. I think that was the sort of suspicion that they would go on and maybe score a second with the way that they started the game. Got to say, Finch looked really good in much of the game. And then, of course, they came into the game. What a lovely little ball that is through, and how brilliantly finished to get them back on level terms. But absolutely, as you said, nothing less than they deserved. Strong run here, released the ball with a perfect weight. That's a really neat and tidy finish.
Indeed it was. Frankie McCarthy bringing in Charles Clark here. Keep behind Clark. Spots the run from McCarthy and does well. And that's where we are, halfway through this PlayStation Under-14 Small Schools Cup Final. Haverstock School of London 1, Stanley High School of Liverpool 1. Very warm welcome back to the Majeski Stadium in Reading for this second half, as we're in the third match of 5 on the opening day of the PlayStation Schools Cup Festival for 2015. Haverstock School versus Stanley High School. One apiece, this one. Very much an entertaining game it has been in this first half between these two sides. Just waiting for our officials to come and join us once again. I'm just checking the nets right now. We're still waiting for the Haverstock goalkeeper to arrive.
They've had a habit today, haven't they? Been slow back out. The keepers. Oh, his sub coming on.
In fact, the Haverstock keeper is going to be subbed. In fact, so
that's why.
And so much so that he's not even on our team sheet, John. Well, we've got now number 13 here, and on our team sheet we've got 1, 2, 12, and 14 and 16. So he's our nameless wonder in the goal. But I do have it on the original team sheet. I think his name is Jonty Purdom, is our keeper. And he's not on my list in front of us here. That's the official team sheet. So but anyway, we are away in the second half. Haverstock School 1, Stanley High School 1. Haverstock in black and white, Stanley in all in yellow. And this is Janelle Bennett of Haverstock. Rio Glean. An early chance and cleared away by number 7, Joe Aspinall. Not too far though to Stelios Continicola. Inside to Bailey Johnston. Lewis Houghton sees that one go out of play. It'll be an early throw to Stanley. Well, this second half didn't start out the way the match did, John. It was very fast and frenetic is what I'm trying to say.
That's exactly what you're trying to say, and absolutely right. I couldn't believe that opening few minutes. And it was all to the benefit of Stanley. Got that opening goal, and from there on in, really, great credit to Haverstock for the way they got back into the game and started to dictate the pace of the game and the momentum, fluidity of it. At time, you know, they've run with the ball at times through that midfield area where at times I think they could release the ball a little bit sooner and easier, but they've worked their ways into good shooting opportunities, and it's paid the dividends that they're back on level terms. And at the moment you'd say that on the way that first half finished, Haverstock certainly looked the stronger.
And there's 3 men around this goal kick. Bennett is the one who's going to take it, and that's high, wide, and not very fancy.
It's not how not to do it. It's a shake of the hand from Bailey Johnson.
Jake Winkup in the Stanley goal. Shaughnessy. Send it forward to Bailey Johnston. Johnston. Glean. Johnston again. From one man and another. Didn't get past Bo Patton though this time. Good turn there from Louis Finch. Finch has got a man ahead of him in Jack Chattersaw. But good scramble defence from Haverstock to stop Stanley in their tracks. Finch takes the throw in.
He sort of reminds me of Peter Crouch when Peter Crouch was a youngster at Spurs. I was there, and this big, lanky, skillful player was coming through and showing what sort of talent he had. And Lewis Finch is similar in the way that he runs, the way that he's got that skill and languid sort of movement, but always seems to be in control. Been super impressed with him today in this game.
A GP with the foul on Jack Tattersall. And Toby saving. He's going to take this kick and trying to punt this one into the box. And made a good job of it as well. Header came on. Trying to get it on the back post. There was Bo Patton off the head of Louis Finch. Good effort there from Stanley High School. And now Haverstock are looking to try and break on their own. Bailey Johnston. Johnson, pass was loose though, and picked up by Alex Hewitson, who will clear away with the help of Lewis Houghton.
Yeah, a bit of a waste there, wasn't it, from Bailey Johnson? Got themselves into good position. Not like him, but up the other end, that chance. Finch with a little flick on. Thought the flag might have gone up for offside, didn't. Good opportunity.
And another one coming right now for Haverstock, who've really been on the front foot since going a goal down. Clark tries to turn and shoots, comes to nothing this time around. And again, Stanley have to clear. And Haverstock continuing the second half as they ended the first half, John.
Yeah, I just, look at the size of the players. You just get the feeling that Haverstock have got more stature, a bit more strength throughout the whole team. A little bigger, stronger, a bit quicker. I think that's really what Stanley are just struggling with, is sort of the physicality of the game. I don't think there's anything about the technical ability. I think it's just the speed at which Haverstock are closing down, they're playing, the strength they've got. And not least the amount of ability they've got, certainly from that sort of midfield five.
Glean, Shaughnessy. Couldn't find the room to shoot, but it's been picked up by Ajupi. Bennett ran one player and another. Goes from distance over the bar.
Yeah, it was unlucky. It was good run. Cut in, opened up for him, and certainly got to take a shot. But yeah, it's that five sort of in midfield, isn't it? Of Frankie McCarthy, the captain, Dean Shaughnessy, Bailey Johnson, Janelle Bennett, and Rio Glean. I think they've done really well in that central area to sort of be able to win the ball back, use it between them, go on those runs. And I think the challenge really is for Stanley to see how they're going to get back in, and here's maybe the beginning of it.
This is Lewis Houghton. Pitching one player and another. Continicola does well to get back. Ajupi does well. Does the young number 12. Still going. Has advantage as well. Coming forward. Continicola now. Sends that one forward towards Rio Glean. Good intercepted pass. But only to be sent out of play. Ajupi. Tries a little small pass forward towards Clark. He's got room to shoot. Not a bad effort, but it's wide of the post. Did have the room there, John.
Yeah, opened up again for him. Had the room, you're absolutely right. He's looked good this afternoon. Just think the shape, just need to adjust the shape a little bit. Stanley, a couple of subs coming on. I think it's that midfield area that they're getting overrun too easily.
Yes, the goal scorer Jack Bond coming back on the field, along with Dan Ashcroft getting ready on the bench here for Stanley High School. Still have plenty of time left in this match, well, a good 27 minutes or so. So there's still many twists left in this tale. Glean. Went from distance, 25 yards out, and a good 10 feet wide of the right-hand side of the upright.
Well, I should think that Jake Windcup in goal is going to be quite happy if they keep shooting from 25 yards. I think from inside the box, different matter, but going to restrict them to shooting as they have been in the last sort of 5 minutes from long distance. I think they'll be fairly comfortable with that, but still an indication that Haverstock are enjoying the majority of the play here.
Well, I'm just looking at their routes to the final here, John, and I'm just seeing Haverstock have only let in 3 goals in their 6 games, and Stanley in their 5 games have let in 4. So, they're 2 stern defences. When I look at their attack, Haverstock have scored how many? 12 or 19 goals in 6 games. And Seth and Stanley have scored 21 goals in 5. So,
yeah, and what you're not sure about is, you know, how many players they've got from that run in this team today. Goal scorers I'm talking about. Certainly, I think they'll be pleased to see Jack Bond back out there, leading the line. Frees up the others who have been sort of doing the job up there to sit back in midfield a bit. What they mustn't do is just leave him completely isolated up there. He's quick and strong, but I think they've got to work together a bit better as a unit.
Shaughnessy trying to seek out Bennett. This is McCarthy. Not the best pass from him. Houghton now kicking this one in towards the corner to chase hard. It puts Joshua Janssens Rodriguez under pressure, and Stanley made the first venture into the Haverstock half for quite a while. Crossfield pass coming in. Tattersall at the end of it. Tattersall into the box.
No, it's a good ball through. The defender stayed the right side of Bond, did well.
Finch. This is Johnston. Bailey Johnston seeks out Bennett. Bennett on the right-hand side, gets from one player on another, onto the back post. Clark is there. It's just over the top of Clark, and Tattersall has to clear it to put it into touch.
Very good run from Bennett, wasn't it? Bailey Johnston released him just perfectly. Skipped past the defender, chipped the ball across, and just needed another body pushing in from this far left-hand side.
A GP with the throw. Kicked down by Joe Roylance. And it's the London School who have had the majority of the possession and the territory in this final. And still, both sides are level. A goal apiece. Roylance. Finch. Jack Bond, the scorer. He caused havoc in the first 10 minutes or so, and he may do here as well. Excellent play there from Akbar Rahman. Sends it back to the Haverstock goalkeeper, who gets play going once more. Ajupi tries something flash, didn't come off for him this time around. Frankie McCarthy gets around a couple of players and has advantage as well, but the player's going to be called back for the second foul, and the referee is unhappy. He's going to be calling one of the Stanley players for over. I think it's going to be Jack Tattersall. And it's going to be the first card we're going to see.
Yeah, it was all day. Yeah, it was his elbow. He just running past him.
So that's the first card of the festival.
Oh, I thought it was bit of both. I thought he raised his elbow a little bit.
Well, Tattersall's the one who's found himself in the book. Free kick taken quickly, and it's caught one or two of the Stanley players off guard as they were just taking a sip of water on the touchline. Bennett. Ball cleared away. Still, Haverstock have it in possession like they have done for the majority of this game so far. A GP. McCarthy. Glean. Good tackle there from Tattersall. A GP sends it up down the left channel. And then with another throw in. A little bit of frustration on both the benches. A GP. Johnson. So still Bailey Johnston into the box. Bennett goes down. Shot coming in from Dean Shaughnessy. Just wide. 21 minutes left to play here at the Majestic Stadium. This is the PlayStation Under-14 Small Schools Cup final. McCarthy. Bailey Johnston, shot from distance, deflected off Clark, and it's come to Bennett. Hoofed away once more from Stanley. They keep asking Haverstock, what have you got? They keep asking the question. Ajupi, Clark in some space. Picked up, and now Stanley with a chance to counter-attack here. Not on this occasion. McCarthy with the advantage being played. McCarthy rides the tackle well of Roylance. Still McCarthy, he still goes strong, just over the bar.
Oh, brilliant from McCarthy, that. Absolutely brilliant. Rode the challenge early on the halfway line. Didn't respond, carried on, pushed through. Got his shot away. They really are searching for some sort of inspiration here, Stanley, aren't they? Because at the moment they're really struggling to get a grip and get a hold in this game. Haverstock just time and time again just breaking too easily through the midfield area. But while it stays 1-1, anything can happen.
And it usually does. Wingcup with the restart. McCarthy. Ajupi. Rio Glean pirouetting on a sixpence. This is still Glean. In some space. Gets to run the challenge of Wingcup. Shaughnessy chases after it. Plenty of options for Shaughnessy. He's going to go alone though, trying to go through the central channel. Plenty of bodies there to stop him though. Houghton. No support there with Houghton. And the two challengers, the 2-7s here, Shaughnessy and Aspinall.
Well, I think that summed up with Wingcup, wasn't it? When he was trying to hold off two of them on his own in the middle. Don't want to be too critical, but I think, you know, you've got to draw those players in from those wide areas. You've got to have that support and have that block of midfield players, certainly against this Haverstock school, and they haven't really worked that out between themselves out there on the pitch. Too often they're getting just outnumbered, and it allows Haverstock to come through wave after wave. They'd be better launching their attacks from a deeper position instead of trying to commit people forward. It's not working for them.
Houghton been dispossessed, and here comes the Haverstock onslaught once more. Rio Glean. Glean, Bennett making a run. Try something special, didn't happen for him, but the ball still comes to him. Was taken a look at the deflection and goes straight through to Jake Wingcup, the Stanley goalkeeper.
Well, I think they've run out of steam a bit, both sides. I think the fact that they played at such a frenetic pace so early, intensity, I'm not surprised that one or two of the players out there are looking a little bit tired, a little bit leggy. I think that's the time when you want to really just pass the ball, move it, let the ball do the work.
Johnston, good stop there by Dan Ashcroft. Johnston still again goes for the shot. Wingcup stepped up to the challenge. Downfield that one goes. Rachman.
It's just become a little bit sloppy, hasn't it? Interesting to see how that changes.
Ball been lost there, and it's an opportunity here all of a sudden, and there's a chance being played here for Lewis Houghton. Houghton with the opportunity! Oh, just wide.
Well, there it was. It came from nothing, really, wasn't it? McCarthy lost the ball. He's had a really, really good game, and he just stumbled over the ball, couldn't get it out his feet. And what's an opportunity Lewis Houghton. There you'll see it. Just a little lift over the top. Took a touch and onto his right foot, and well, he wanted it on his right foot. Should have hit it with his left, really, ideally. He's hurt his knee, which hopefully he's okay.
Yeah, I think he just twisted his knee, so a lot of the players are coming over for a water break.
Looks like a bit of cramp if he's holding his foot that way. Let's hope so. It's better than a twisted knee, so hopefully he can run that off okay. Should have done better, because they've had, well, I don't think they've had a single chance really, have they, since the goal? Frustrating that they haven't taken that opportunity.
No, I think that's their first chance in 50 minutes, in fact. It's pretty much been one-way traffic. So the Haverstock keeper will restart. 15 minutes or so to play. We do play stoppage time as well. This may not be decided in regulation time. Or will it? Rio Glean is chasing after this one. Clark, the goal scorer, he's got some room. Clark, oh, just wide.
Oh, it ricocheted, didn't it? And nearly fell so kindly for them. Alex Hewitson pulled off a great tackle in the first place there, but the ball fell, burst into the box, and there it just, tackle came in, it ricocheted off Charles Clark.
15 minutes to play. Johnston. Bennett. Conticola. Bennett. Shaughnessy. Conticola. Trying to get past Houghton. Does have help from Bailey Johnson should he want it, or will Houghton be too strong for him? Still, Conticola does well. He's just trying everything. He still has the ball. Conticola goes for the cross and comes to nothing. But held the ball well. We'll give him that.
I think both coaches are really, they're both looking down at them. Here we've got the close-up. Equal sort of dilemma on the other side of the dugouts, that not quite sure to stick or twist or what's going to happen in this game. It's just reached a really intriguing place in it. Haverstock have gone a little bit flat. I think they've just been frustrated that they haven't been able to have that breakthrough after so much domination for so much of the game. And I think really one or two of them have got really tired. Now all of a sudden you sort of feel, well, have Stanley got some energy left to suddenly go on the front foot? Suddenly think they've got to push up the pitch more and get this game played more in the opposition half.
Clark running onto this one. Clark, he has an opportunity here. He's got a man there if he wanted to use him. That was the opportunity, and it could still be! Oh, just wide for Bailey Johnston.
Oh, and Janelle Bennett was there in the first place. Oh, it was painful in a way. The opportunity was there, skip past the challenge. See the replay here, and you'd think when the ball's released, he's there, he skips away. Now, head up. Oh, it was just that touch, wasn't it? Still they had the chance, but drove across, sliced the ball. And another chance goes begging.
Houghton rides the challenge. Crossfield ball to Bond. Bond. Will he have a shot here? He may do. He may do. Good block. Bond still has it though. Good block again from Ejupi, who's had an excellent game so far. Rio Glean.
Yeah, Ejupi's had a really good game, strong game. Critical interception there.
Indeed it was. Johnston. Bennett. Uses Glean to his left-hand side. Crunching tackle coming in from Matty Bowden. Bennett. Still going, Bennett, and he'll win the free kick.
Yeah, Matty Bowden just conceding the free kick. Chasing back in, trying to win the ball. And a lack of effort there.
Indeed, there wasn't. About 11 minutes left to play, but stoppage time. They've been huffing and puffing, trying to blow this Stanley house down. They can't do it at the moment. Haverstock, can they do it from this set piece instead? It's going to be Rio Glean. Glean, over the wall, over the bar. Heavy cloud and rain has given way to gorgeous sunshine now here at the Majetski Stadium, as promised. The weather people were absolutely spot on this afternoon. Still doesn't mean me and John Scales will be taking our anoraks off here in the stand. It's still pretty cool.
Sort of got the habit now, haven't we, from this morning?
McCarthy. Glean. Cross comes in.
Good ball.
Clark. Good chance here for Johnson. Good block there from Johnny Wincup. Bo Patton.
Yeah, Wincup's done well since he's come on, and he had to be at his best there to block that shot from Bailey Johnston.
Shaughnessy, free kick conceded in the early part of that play, and Stanley will have a chance to relieve the pressure.
Well, they've held out so well, haven't they, Stanley? You know, against this barrage of possession and effort from Haverstock. We're into the last 10 minutes. At the moment, it's looking like extra time.
Yes, indeed, extra time could be the way this game could be going. Wincup sending it forward towards Finch. Keeper clears for Haverstock. A good clearance it was too. Ball bounced in midfield, and Bailey Johnson was just too strong. Haverstock come again with Continicola. Bennett. Glean asking for it on the left hand side. Shaughnessy. Shaughnessy tries to dink it forward for Clark. Clark on his left foot, maybe wide.
Yeah, they worked it well.
They've had their opportunities, Haverstock, haven't they?
Oh, no doubt about it. They've had 4, 5, 6 chances where they've worked areas. They just haven't really had that ruthlessness in the final moment and phase of the play. Certainly worked it well.
Jake Wincup restarts. Around 7.5 minutes left to play. Bo Patton. Ball missed there by Continicola. Gets away with it though, and Joshua Janssens-Rodriguez just sent it downfield. And one thing must be said, the two centre-backs here for Haverstock, Janssens-Rodriguez and Rackman, have really had a quiet game. They've had much to do.
No, very quiet game. Done very well. It surprised me. It really has, because they're quite small figures, diminutive. You just look out there at Jack Bond and his size. Hasn't really been able to impose himself on them.
Shaughnessy wins it. Shaughnessy trying to lay it in for Johnston. Deflection came off Johnson. Keeper nearly spills it. He has spilled it. Clark with it. Oh, and he just put into touch. There's a corner going to be given. Taken quickly. Clark. Bennett. Strong tackle that was.
Well, dramatic moments there, wasn't it? The keeper came out, missed it, fumbled it. Certainly a chance for Haverstock. Not sure whether he pulled it back or had a shot on target. Whatever it was well dealt with defensively.
I think it was Bo, it might have been Bo Patton, in fact. It was the one who just cleared it off the line.
There, he gets back well, doesn't he? I think it was squared across the goal. I don't know if it was going in, but certainly Bo Patton made it a vital interception.
Bennett.
Keeps his team in this game.
Indeed he did. Bennett. Well, the cross coming in here. Comes to nothing right now, but Bennett has it back. Bennett trying to play it in. Bennett. McCarthy, the captain. McCarthy with a chance of a shoot and goal! Great save! Superb save from Jake Winkup and keeps his side in the tie.
Absolutely top draw save. Yeah, save of the day for me. Jake Winkup gets down to his left-hand side brilliantly. McCarthy thinks he's scored. It's an excellent save.
And McCarthy receives some cramp from that. He's in a little bit of pain here.
That's the problem. It's a big, huge pitch, this, isn't it?
A couple other players down right now. Jack Bond is having a few moments as well. This will be time added on at the end, and McCarthy.
I think McCarthy's been really good for Haverstock.
He has. He's had an excellent game. We've got 4.5 minutes left to play right now. At the moment, it looks like it's going to go to extra time here, John. So I'll give you a minute or so to have a think about your man of the match, because this may go for a little bit longer yet.
Well, that's the problem, isn't it? I can't announce the man of the match until
we have an idea.
Who's going to win, because I think something special might happen. But look, over the 65 minutes so far, I think it's been some very good performances. There's a number of candidates for man of the match.
So substitution being made. Number 4, Arbor Moulage is coming on the field for Frankie McCarthy.
Looks like McCarthy's coming off. Is that the captain's armband?
Throws it across to Dean Shaughnessy.
Yep, his day's work's done. Oh, it's a shame. He's played really, really well. Is that a grimace or a sort of a smile that he knows he's played well and done all he can?
Johnston with the throw. Bennett trying to produce something special, maybe. Will it be a little bit of magic from a player that'll win this tie? Could it be from Bennett with the shot? Just over. Good effort.
No, he's done well, hasn't he? Neil Bennett, Rio Gleen's done well. Left and right. I think that they've had that 5 in midfield has kept them in that ascendancy. The 2 wide players, Gleen and Janelle. It's been Bailey Johnson, Dean Shaughnessy and Frankie McCarthy until he went off. That 3 in there that really have dictated play, and
but out of
be able to cope with it.
Out of interest, John, on the reverse of this, looking at the Stanley back 4, they've kept this Haverstock onslaught out.
Well, it's just a testament to how well they've defended. You know, everything that's been thrown at them, they've dealt with. I think huge credit goes to Hewitson, Alex Hewitson and Toby Savin. 2 full-backs, the keeper. I mean, what a great save that was from Jake Winkup. Really as good a save as we'll see all the 3 days here at the PlayStation Schools Cup Festival.
Still Haverstock maybe searching for this winner. Bennett. Bennett. Going out wide. Nobody there to help him out.
Well, they did the right thing, forcing him wider and wider, didn't they?
Continicola. Bennett again. And it needed Toby Savin to launch it out. Still kept in play though. Patton trying to hoof it up the field and only advanced about 10 yards for a Haverstock throw.
Well, 1 minute plus added time. Not going to be long.
And there'll be a few a bit of added time as well at the end of this one.
There's some tired legs out there.
You can see from here there's a lot of tired legs.
There's cramp, there's pain, there's a real struggle for one or two of them out there.
A looped up throw. Haverstock continue to drive forward. Glean. Shaughnessy with the shot, and wide it goes. I think if we were to tally up the amount of shots that Haverstock had to compare to Stanley, it would be one of them big bars that you would see.
Slightly disproportionate to each other, yeah, they would be. No, they've. I mean, you look at Shaughnessy, he's had, 4 or 5 shots. Bailey Johnson, I think, has had a few.
There's going to be
Bennett. Yeah, the count goes up.
There's going to be 3 minutes of added time at the end of this tie, and still Haverstock looking to win it in regulation time. Johnson with the shot. Rio Glean. Glean deflected. Johnston.
There's another 3 shots there, blocked, but they're just racking up the points. And unfortunately, it's not decided on shots on target or shots overall.
It's got that ball has to get into the onion sack.
And I think that's the point you make very well. Defensively, they've held out brilliantly, haven't they?
A GP. Strong challenge there from Joel Roylance. And the strong challenge has earned Stanley a free kick. Another substitution being made. Number 14, Jack Chattersall, who was on a yellow card, has come off the field. Scott Hooligan has come on. Toby Savin's going to launch this one downfield around, a minute and a half of the added time left to play. Moulage. Johnston, Bennett. Bennett trying to get round. Patton, Bennett still with it. He's been taking him out wide, he's gone out of play, and that'll be a goal kick.
Yeah, it will be. Just ran it too far. Bailey Johnson was looking for the return ball. I think of all the players out there, Bailey Johnson stayed the strongest throughout this game. So look for another ball. Still no sign of the ball, boys. They really have had a long, extended lunch, haven't they?
I think they have enjoyed themselves, haven't they? I think they're having a 3-course meal, bless them. There's nowhere to be seen. We had about 8 of them at the start of the day.
Yeah.
They were on half day.
I think what they were supposed to do, they were probably supposed to do it in shifts. They didn't realise there was 4 on and then 4 off, 4 on, 4 off, and they've just 8 of them are now sat having it. You're right, 3-course meal, lapping it up.
Indeed.
They'll be fine.
Moulage in sent forward. Ajupi. Glean. Trying to send it out wide to Continicola. And now upfield. And there's a 2-on-2 going here. Ball Houghton was very much a hard touch there, because he could have been in there for a second.
He could have let that run, couldn't he? And it was 2v2.
Good block there from Scott Hooligan. But he's been sent to the floor by Dean Shaughnessy. Rackman, who's had him and Jansen Rodriguez have had a very quiet game at the back there. It's one of the few touches of the ball these two have had all day. been all the midfield and the forwards for Haverstock, but they've only got 1 goal to their name. And we're deep now into added injury time. Bennett.
Oh, brilliant.
No support there with him though. Only 3 men in the box. Send it out wide instead. It's going to come outside to Moulage. Moulage over the top there looking for Glean. And that is the end of regulation time. And look at the amount of bodies are landing on the floor here, John Scales.
They're going down, aren't they, one by one?
They're like dominoes falling to the floor. But you can't fault that effort.
No, you can't fault the effort. I mean, they're really fascinating game. 70 minutes of 100% commitment. It went off a frenetic pace. It slowed as the minutes went by in that second half. You can see the effort that they've put in.
There's players limping off right now, and there's still got time to play here. I think it's, correct me if I'm wrong, I think it's 10 minutes and a half here now for an extra time.
Is it?
I think it may be. I'll have to confirm that.
Well, they need to get some fluids on whatever they're doing there. They need to get plenty of drink, because they're going to have those tired legs. They're going to be a little bit dehydrated because it actually has got quite warm here. Sun's out, as we said. The pitch has got really slow and sticky because it has dried out so much. This morning, those games were zipping the ball around. Now I think they found it quite hard going because the ball has held up so much. And it's a time for the coaches really to get the players together. Wish we could listen in and hear what they're saying, but they're just trying to keep them focused, have a breather. They need to be giving them some drinks. That's the first thing I would do. Get plenty of fluid on. You're tired. I don't know if Haverstock have got some drinks there or not. Doesn't look like it. A bit. Well, there's one there. One bottle between the squad.
One bottle between 15.
Yeah, it's not great. Yeah, they have actually. There's a bucket of them. I just want to see them drinking a lot more.
Yeah, it has warmed up here in the last hour or so. Myself and Jock feel the warmth now at the back of the stand.
Oh, just about.
Yeah,
just about stuck up in the
gods
in the roofs here. Yeah. Great view of the pitch, great view of the game, seeing the whole thing unfold. But I think they're going through who will be the penalty takers at the end there.
In fact,
they're going straight to penalties.
They're going straight to penalties, yes.
Well, I think that's good, to be honest. I don't think they should have played another 10 minutes with the way that they look physically.
Yes. So this match is going to be decided on the lottery of a penalty shootout.
No, and I think that's the right way, fair way. People say they have their issues with penalties, but look, it's a skill. You've got all the time in the world to practice. Something we can all do as players. It's about how your personality is, and we were talking this morning, weren't they? You know, it's not all about ability, it's about your psychology, about your state of mind, about how you approach your career as you go through youth football and on to the next stages. A lot of these boys are in academies, and I think this is a good test of character. It's a bit harsh, but look, they look like they could have played for another half an hour and they would never have scored after. They really had gone, hadn't they?
Well, I can definitely...
I think it'd been unfair fitness-wise for them.
Well, I can definitely ask you to consider now your man of the match.
Ah. Oh, you've thrown me off guard.
I've thrown you off guard then, I know.
Thrown me off guard. I'll tell you, I'm torn between one or two players. I mean, because Jake Wingcap in goal. I mean, that was a great save from Jake Wingcup. The whole back four have done marvellously to keep out this Haverstock team. I think I'll always give it to the ones who have made the emphasis to go and win the game. And I think for that reason, I think I'll give the man of the match to Bailey Johnston. Dean Shaughnessy, Frankie McCarthy alongside him, I think have done brilliantly. Janelle Bennett, Rio Glean, I think that five have done really well. First penalty coming up. And it's saved! Bo Patton's penalty is saved by the keeper. The Haverstock keeper, whose name we still don't know. It's not on the list, is it?
It's not on the list.
Well, you can go and find his name out when you go down there, can't you?
I will do, yes.
Give him a pat on the back if they are eventual winners, because that was a great save. moved well.
So then, next penalty. Clark.
Oh yeah, well put away.
Well played.
Yeah, put that away calmly, assuredly. And he's delighted with that. So the tails are up, aren't they, Haverstock?
So then they're 1-0 up.
Yeah, Bailey Johnston, I think, yeah, my man of the match. I think he did really well. But as I say, a lot of good performances out there today, and not least this man here stepping up to take the penalty.
Lewis Finch. Well played.
You see, he looks like he's got a bright future.
Indeed, but it's confirmed Bailey Johnston's going to be a man of the match.
Absolutely confirmed. Bailey
Yes,
Johnston,
okay.
my man of the match.
So the Haverstock number 8, Bailey Johnston, will be given a nice PlayStation 4 for his troubles. Something you have to relay to the ground staff, John. And speaking of Bailey Johnston, here he is right now. This will sum his day
Bailey.
up.
Yeah.
Well played. 2-1 to Haverstock in the shootout. So then the long walk here for the Stanley captain, Alex Hewitson.
Well, the pressure's on, isn't it? It's that long walk. You step up. Yeah, make your mind up, stick with it, and then it's all about technique.
Hewitson. It's the post!
Oh, that's harsh. That's really harsh.
And now Haverstock, massive favourites.
It is painful to watch, isn't it? Penalties. Harsh on those that miss or get them saved. Certainly think it's the only way to finish these sort of matches.
Number 10, Rio Glean. Glean, short run up.
Oh.
Saved! Stanley back in the game.
Well, they are. Great save. Stood tall, stood his ground.
Excellent save from Jake Wincup.
Now they look anxiously on.
So then, Jack Bond scored the Stanley goal after 4 minutes in this tie in the final. And now stepping up to the spot here to try and get this penalty shootout on level terms. Jack Bond. Yes, what a penalty that was.
No, it's a great strike, wasn't it? If in doubt, really put your foot through it.
So 2-2, but Haverstock do have 2 penalties in hand. And should they score both, it'll be enough to take victory. Janelle Bennett now. Oh. Bennett, short run up. Easy as you like.
Wow.
Cool, calm, collected.
Wow.
That was a walk in the park for him, that was it.
Well, I thought he was going to have a practice one first. Just, but no, very cool and calm.
And now then.
He's got to score this, hasn't he?
Yes, has to score. The number 16, Dan Ashcroft, has been stepping up for the 5th penalty. Must score.
Come on.
Ashcroft.
He's going to blast it, is he? Oh, good penalty.
Very good penalty there from Dan Ashcroft. So now it all swings, all comes down to the last penalty taker. And that's Dean Shaughnessy, who's had an excellent game for Haverstock.
Really has had a good game. I think he faded in the second half.
And you talk about that 5 that you were talking about, the central belt, Shaughnessy, Johnston, Bennett, Glean and Clark. They've been the 5 penalty takers, interestingly enough. So then, this for victory. Dean Shaughnessy to wrap it all up. Oh, what a penalty that was as well. And it's Haverstock School who are the PlayStation Under-14 Small Schools Cup champions. Dean Shaughnessy with the winning penalty. 1-1 in regular time, and Haverstock win it 4-3 on spot kicks.
Well, and I think, you know, as harsh as it was on Stanley, I think Haverstock deserved the victory. It's always a lottery with penalty kicks. But Haverstock, really, since they conceded that opening goal after 4 minutes, great goal it was from Jack Bomb, but from that point on, Haverstock really pushed and probed and put a huge effort into getting back into this game. They got back on level terms, and for me, they were the better team on the day. But take nothing away from Stanley High School. A really terrific performance. Some really good performances from all the players collectively as a team, but they just fell short at the final hurdle. But Haverstock, they take the plaudits, they celebrate, and I think well deserved. It's been a long, hour and 20 minutes since they kicked off. It culminates in the penalty shootout, as we say. It's always got to be a way to win the game.
A cruel way it was to win a final. And credit must be said to Stanley School, who really stood the test of time there, and they really held the pressure from Haverstock. They kept coming at them, and if we had a stats bar on amount of shots that we had on goal, it would be at least 15-1. I think it would be.
No, I think you're right. And I look back on Jake Wincup's great save, brilliant save down to his left. Really shows he's got good potential. The rear guard action defensively, the two centre halves, fantastic. There's David Wilson from PlayStation. I know he'll be looking on with great pride, because the whole of PlayStation and the English Schools FA, of course, but PlayStation love to see this sort of thing happening. Competitive, strong, talented group of players, so really enjoyed that.
Absolutely, indeed. We did enjoy it very much so. And so my thanks to you once again, John. I'm going to head downstairs and try and get a chat with both Jamie Helsted and James Walsh, both the coaches. And I think they're just trying to get the confirmation from you, John, of the man of the match. That's why the SFA is just running up the hill here. But
I have sent it through. It was Bailey Johnston.
So yeah, my thanks to you again, John. We'll be
pleasure.
Back,
really enjoyed that.
Back shortly. I'm going to try and get some reaction from Haverstock and Stanley High School. Do join me shortly. Jamie Hester, the another one who's got a grin like the Cheshire Cat today. What's to be said, that was hard work, wasn't it?
It was hard work. It was hard work. I mean, the boys they come out really strong in the second half. To go 1-0 down as well, to dig deep, and like we had to get our heads up, and we've done it in the semi and we've done it in the final as well. I mean, I was a little bit like disheartened that we didn't get in to win it in full time, but I mean, we'll take the win in the penalties,
Well, your boys kept trying, didn't they? They huffed and puffed, but they couldn't blow the Stanley house down in the end.
I know. You keep knocking on the door, someone's eventually going to answer, ain't they? So that was a team talk. Just be patient. Opportunities they'll come, and just make sure we're clinical. I mean, Charlie Clark was amazing today. Dean Shaughnessy as well for me was amazing. Frankie McCarthy as well. They were amazing. They were amazing. The boys done really well. I'm really proud of them as well. Really proud of them.
These two
Next year, they're coming again. You'll see them again.
Definitely.
You'll see them again.
We're going to win again. Definitely.
Boys, how good is your coach here?
He's terrible. He's terrible.
That's all right. They won't be Matt next year. I'll take that back.
Boys, well done. You're the champions. Congratulations.
Follow me on Instagram, Janil.10. Follow me on Instagram, Janil.10.